Well, good afternoon everybody. Welcome to another review video. This time we're reviewing a freeware scenery that's available on Flightsim.To for you, and we're looking at Muscat International Airport, Oscar Mike Sierra, freeware scenery by a user known as Echo Kilo 1288. It's currently in version 2.3. He's been updating this quite a lot, and as you can see, and as you'll see in a moment, the amount of work that's been done is absolutely incredible. It's very close to being payware quality. So we're currently in version 2.3, and it's for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020. Download comes in at 134 meg, and the install into your community folder comes in at 459 meg. Now there is an additional color corrected high resolution aerial image file which gives you better ground visualization, and I've actually got this loaded and you're looking at it now. Here you can see improvements in the overall aerial imagery close to the airport, and that downloads at 765 meg and installs into a little bit smaller to around 750 meg. As I said, it's free, it's freeware, no charge for this at all. I haven't found any problems with the high-res imagery file and the airport interacting with each other. It looks really good. So before we go any further, I'm going to read you just some of the notes he includes in the README file, which are important. So firstly, for the jetways to work, and you'll see in a minute when I show you the little piece of video showing the jetways working, in order for the jetways to work, you will need to have the World Update 9, which includes Italy, and Palermo Airport, Lima India Charlie Juliet from Asobo. You'll need to have those enabled. Now most people, if they haven't made any changes other than to install World Update 9, will have those enabled. There wouldn't be any problem at all. So you need those installed and working for the jetways to work. Now the entire airport's been built from scratch with custom 3D models and textures. Runway 08 right 26 left has been closed. This is this one here, just as it is in real life, and we'll go into that a bit more during the history. The layout is accurate and current as of August 2022, which is the month of this video was being made. As we said, you've got a color corrected high resolution imagery file, which is optional, you don't need it, and he's kept this as a separate file to minimize the download, and for those that may not want to use it. There are also various GSX Pro profiles around which are available and obviously require the recently released GSX Pro to work. And the last thing, the airport's old name, which is SEEB, still shows in the menus. This is a simulation limitation. Airport names in the menus cannot currently be changed, and again we'll discuss the naming of the airport in the history that I'm going to show you in a minute. And there are thanks to Oman Air Virtual for allowing him to convert certain models from X-plane scenery. So there's quite a lot that's gone in here, and as you can see, it's another stunning location in the mountains of the Middle East, another really great airport. Okay, so let's talk history, and what I've done, as you can see, is I've changed the lighting to sort of early dawn to give you an idea of what the effect looks like. It's a beautiful location. This is a fantastic airport that's been really well modelled. But anyway, let's talk history. So Muscat International Airport, Oscar Mike Sierra, formerly known as SEEB International Airport, is a public use airport operated by Oman Airports and is the main international airport of Oman, located in the southeast corner of the coastal fishing city of SEEB and 5 miles or 8 kilometers west of the capital city of Muscat within the Muscat metropolitan area. The airport serves as a hub for flag carrier Oman Air and Oman's first budget airline, Salam Air, with flights operating to several regional destinations as well as some intercontinental services to Asia, Africa and Europe. The airport opened as SEEB International Airport in 1973, replacing a smaller airfield located in Beit al-Falaj. In February 2008, however, the airport's name was changed to Muscat International Airport. The entire airport spread over an area of 5,250 acres or 21 square kilometers. The airport originally featured one passenger terminal building, one runway and minor cargo and maintenance facilities. And part of the airport complex extension, when it was carried out, featured housing for the airport employees and the Oman Air employees. A huge expansion project was begun in 2007 with a new terminal and control tower along with a new runway. The current terminal was the biggest in Oman and opened in 2018. The new facilities also include a VIP terminal for private jets and an on-site airport hotel. The Royal Flight of Oman and the Royal Air Force of Oman are based at the airport, and the Royal Air Force of Oman also share its facilities with the airport. The Royal Terminal and Royal Flight hangars are located adjacent to the old terminal. Since 2019, the Aronia AARTOS CUAS drone detection system has been in operation, which makes it the first international airport in the world to have an operational drone detection system. The airport's newer and significantly larger terminal, located north of the existing terminal, and the first runway opened in 2018. This new building initially brought the airport's capacity up to 20 million passengers a year upon completion of the first phase. Subsequent enlargements under the second and third phases will increase the airport capacity to 24 and 48 million annual passengers respectively. The terminal covers 6.2 million square feet, or 580,000 square metres, and features 118 check-in counters, 10 baggage reclaim belts, 82 immigration counters, 45 gates and a new 97-metre control tower. New terminal is located between the old and new runways and is capable of handling large aircraft such as the Airbus A380 and the 747. Currently, over 30 airlines operate into and out of Muscat, and figures for 2019 show over 16 million passengers using the airport, with over 117,000 aircraft movements and 240,000 tons of freight passing through the airport. Okay, so let's talk runways, and as you can see, I've lowered the lighting down a little bit so you can get to see some of the lighting. The airport currently operates a single runway, 26 right, 08 left, measuring 13,123 feet or 4,000 metres in length, and it's made from asphalt. And we're looking down the throat of runway 08 left at the moment. In 2015, the additional southern runway 26 left, 08 right, which is over here, measuring 11,758 feet or 3,584 metres, was closed, and a redevelopment plan, expected to last some 16 months, was implemented to refurbish and bring this second runway back into operation. As of August 2022, the southern runway is still closed. So runway 08 left features a standard Cat 1 instrument landing system, as well as high intensity airfield lighting system version 2, runway end identifier lighting and precision approach path indicators on the left side of the runway. Additionally, there are RNP and VRR approach options available too. And you can see, despite it not being on the charts, we've got touchdown zone markers and runway centerline markers as well. Here's the PAPIs on the left side, here's your end identifier lighting, and this is part of the HAILS system version 2. So this is all accurate, but with the addition of centerline and touchdown zone lighting, which is perfectly acceptable. So here we are looking down the runway 26 right end, and it has exactly the same features as the other end. So runway 26 right also features the standard Cat 1 instrument landing system, as well as high intensity airfield lighting system version 2, end identifier lighting and precision approach path indicators on the left side. And again, you can see we have the addition of centerline lighting, touchdown zones, and this of course is all part of the HAILS version 2 option. So this single runway that's operating, you have everything you need for landing. Here you can see what used to be 26 left, 08 right, which supposedly is still under construction. Can't confirm whether that is the case. Obviously it's been a long time and it's still not open. But the airport here in the simulation is modelled exactly as it should be. So that about does it for runways. Let's get down properly, bring back to the daytime, and have a look at just how good this airport really is, and trust me, it's really good. So here we are down at the ramp level during the day. We're back to midday again. One of the first things we'll do is have a look at the jetways working with the features that are enabled, so you can see the jetways and see how well they work. Okay, so let's just test the jetways here, make sure they work, and just remember you need the World Update 9, which contains Italy and specifically Palermo Airport, or Lima India Charlie Juliet. You need that enabled for the jetways to work. I'm sure this will change in the future as he begins to model things, but for the moment you need World Update 9 and Palermo enabled from Asobo for the jetway to work. So let's try the jetway out and see how it works. So as you can see, that's not too bad. I mean, like most jetways, they tend to go through the skin of the aircraft and basically puncture it, but that's not bad at all. So let's just remove it. We'll have a look from the other side. So there you go, the jetways work, and they do indeed return to their original position. And just a reminder, World Update 9, Palermo, Sicily Airport, Asobo, is you need to have that enabled for this to work. So there you go, that's how the jetway works, and you can see that it works perfectly well, provided you have the required updates installed. So there's quite a lot to see on this scenery. As you can see, he has done a fantastic job with the modelling of the terminal and the bridges, and the ground markings are all crystal clear in the right places. There's lots of clutter all over the place, so we're going to just take a tour so you can have a look at all of these things: ground markings, taxiways, signage. I mean, the whole thing is beautifully done. We're looking at the main central area here first with the terminal, and you can see it's just really stunning. I am conscious of the fact that some of my videos recently have gone rather extendedly long, and so I'm going to try and not spend too much time, but I really want you to see just how well this has been done. I mean, you just look at the building. The modelling is really superior. Looking towards the landside part of the terminal, again beautifully modelled, and the higher resolution aerial image does make a difference here. Palm trees are lovely, the lighting poles are good, ground markings are excellent. It's just incredible, really, really well done. So we're coming back across the terminal area here, so you look at the development here of the building. Just the whole thing is really wonderful, and it isn't finished. You know, I can't wait to see what comes next. But the modelling, the texturing on the building is really top notch. This is payware quality stuff. And here we are coming to the control tower. So really nicely modelled, no internal development, but then I'm not expecting that. It's just really, really nicely visually modelled from the outside. So we just have a look across here a little bit further away from the terminal. As you can see, ground markings and the addition of clutter just is really, really good. The light poles are fantastic. Can't wait to see this lit up in the darkness hours. Everything right down to the stand modelling, even in the off terminal stands here. So we're across what was the old runway that's now closed to the south side of the airport where the original old terminal was, and you can see that that's all been modelled as well. So this was the original old terminal, and again, beautiful modelling. Everything really has been nicely done, and yeah, really nice. To be honest, took me a while to find this. It was very difficult to identify where it was, but having looked at some photographs, having identified what it looked like, we now managed to find it. And as you can see, the modelling on this side of the terminal, which you probably won't even see that much, still is just really well done. And another example of just how really nicely well done this place is. I mean, the modelling on the buildings is fantastic, and this is a really beautifully done piece of architecture here. So we take a quick trip down here westwards across the ramp on the southern side of the airport here, just south of the old runway that's closed. Various hangars here, as you can see, beautifully done. There is some internal modelling. Let's have a look at one of them. As you can see, the building's been nicely done. Okay, there's no equipment in there, but it's been lovely, really lovely modelled. And many of the buildings on the airport are like this. And there you've got other hangars. We're going towards the VIP base here, and you can see other buildings, all custom made, beautifully done, all sitting on this higher resolution ground poly that looks really good. So here we're looking at the Royal Flight apron. That's where the Royal Flight would park up or go when it arrives here. Again, two beautifully developed hangars. Stunning work on the outside, as you can see. And here's the Royal building. All looks really good. And then we finally go to the police aviation apron on the far end, where this hangar is located as well. Just beautifully done. Everything right down to the weathering there on the top of those buildings. We just go landside here. I mean, you've even got car models and stuff here. I mean, it looks great. Okay, there's some lower resolution terrain there, but it looks better than the sort of low res you get in some sceneries I've reviewed recently. And there you've got the highway with cars going along. I mean, it all looks great. I really like this. Yep, you're probably never going to see this because the runway you're landing on or operating from is not anywhere near here. Your 26 left is closed. But again, the attention to detail here, he's not left anything to chance. Well, it all really looks quite good. Looks fantastic, and this is just one side of it. I mean, you can see the central area really looks good. We'll go and have a look at landside of the central area in a moment. I just want to complete this tour of the south side. Now here's the old terminal from landside and how it's modelled, and again, this higher resolution ground texturing works. It really works well. It's really nice, and it's great to see the vehicles actually working properly. So let's go across the old, what was the old runway. We've got the lighting down there, and let's have a look at landside of the main terminal complex. I mean, I love these palm trees. Okay, some photo scenery down there that's a little bit low res, but it's really nice. It's beautifully done. You can see, I mean, this is lower resolution down here, but it's higher than normal, and that's the reason I think it works better, certainly when you get higher up. And again, beautiful attention to details on these buildings, and palm trees all nicely placed. It looks fantastic. And there you've got the roads that go up to the various levels on the terminal. We'll get up here. So here we are on the terminal upper level. There you've got this little illusionary glass here that makes you think there's something going on inside, and I quite like it. And again, the modelling and the beauty of the building is really nice. I did ask the developer if he's planning to do the roads a bit more. He said he had no plans, but who knows, that may change. It would be nice to see the roads properly delineated with markings. But the whole thing looks really, really impressive. There you got the Omani airport signs been included on a building, which I think is great. And just a couple of more shots for you to get an idea what this area is like. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful the way it's been done. So a little tour across the landside car park so you can see the landside road system as well and all the cars. We're now coming towards the cargo apron. Again, more modelling, nicely done. Again, the quality of building modelling is excellent, all looks really good. Very nice indeed. And here we're coming to the central road system that leads into the terminal. It really does look nice, and here you've got other buildings on the northern side. And the same attention to detail on the modelling of these buildings as well. It all looks really, really good. Now you can see this is low res textures here, but it's actually of a higher resolution than you would normally expect, and so for me it works better. Again, lovely attention to detail on these buildings, have been modelled beautifully. So we come out towards the runway threshold here and have a look at the signage. All very, very clear. I'm still struck by just how really nicely done these buildings are. The detail is incredible. So a quick look at some of the taxiway signage modelling. There you can see blue edge lights. The taxiway signs all correct and clear on plinths in the concrete. Looks really good. Here's the entrance to 26 right threshold. Again, markings are perfectly good. You've got the demarcation signs on plinths either side of the entry, and you've got wigwags, and we'll have a look at all of that in a minute when we drop the lighting down. Okay, let's drop the lighting down now to dusk and see what the lighting looks like on this incredible airport. Okay, 5:30 in the evening local time, and as you can see the sun is going down, and we've got some lighting on the airport. Very, very subtle in the way it's been done. Some nice lighting on the runway there, and also you can see some lighting on the south side, on the side there by the north side, by the water's edge. And again, we've got some subtle lighting on the cargo apron on the other side there, as well as the buildings and the road system. So let's go close up to the stands and see what everything looks like on the stands. Okay, so here we are back with my aircraft on the stand, and you can see the lighting is really wonderful. There's plenty of it. There's going to be no problem parking here at all. These lights provide plenty of light, and the source is correct and the outlier is correct too. And they've even managed to light the end of the jetway, so this looks really impressive. And as you can see, the airport building itself, this sort of masking glass that you get that gives you the effect of what's going on inside actually comes to life a little bit more now that the lighting is down. So there's a shot just looking at the jetway leading down to my aircraft, and you can see the road system and the ground markings are just really fantastic, and they look great in this low light. So let's just take a little tour, very quick tour on the airside road system, and of course you can now see the ground markings. And the attention to detail with the light stanchions there, they look really good, they're weathered. All of this is lovely, really nicely done. There you've got the underpass going through to the other side. And the whole thing looks really, really beautifully done. And you've got the odd default vehicle driving around. And again, there you get to see some of the clutter on the right hand side. It's really nice. Very nice indeed. And again, this illusion on the building glass really works. It works quite well. Really impressed with it. And here's a quick shot to show you what just how much detail's gone into this. I mean, look, we've even got the doors to the lower side of the building all modelled. Very nice. So we just go out across the ramp here very quickly, just give you some idea what it all looks like. I mean, that looks great, doesn't it? You've even got the stairwell on the jetways. I think the jetways look really impressive. So top left there, you can see the lighting on the control tower looks very good. Let's just run quickly down past the buses here. Oh, just the whole thing looks fantastic. The bus models are beautiful. Beautifully done. And the lighting is just stunning. So quick look across to the other side there before we actually go across. Now you can see green centerline lights. Taxiway signage looks really good. The lighting, a light that's produced by these lights here on the ramp is perfectly adequate. It's just exactly what you want, and really, really nicely done. Very subtle, very nice. Control tower's beautifully lit. All of this looks really, really good. So we track across the south side. Let's have a look at the old terminal. Here you can see the blue edge lighting, green centerline lights, plenty of taxi signs. So ground markings are excellent. You're not going to have any problem getting around the airport. And here we come to the old terminal, which is really beautifully lit. I want to get down a close up to the building. And there you go. It's really nicely lit. There's this same little illusion on the glass that looks really good. And again, looking from the airside apron here, you've got the old terminal, nicely lit, and lit by the proper lights. No Asobo globes sitting all over the place, which I'm really happy about. And the attention to detail here, right down to the red and white barriers and the doorways. I mean, this all looks really nice. This is a wonderful scenery. This is the old control tower. Again, still some lighting in there. In the real world, I think they use it as a standby. And here's that really nice building we looked at earlier in the daytime, and again lots of little modelling here going on and lots of little subtle lighting. Okay, so now we start to see some Asobo globes around here, but for me it's not really going to be an issue. Again, you've got lovely modelling, lovely lighting. So a quick run landside of this area on the south side where the old terminal is, just so we can look at the lighting generally here. So actually they've got Asobo globes where you would expect lighting stanchions to be. So interesting to see whether they get away with that. Traffic looks really good. Okay, some lighting here, not an awful lot, but then you wouldn't expect to be visiting too much of this. Here's the fuel farm coming up. And again, the modelling is nice. It's very, very nicely done. No lighting there, but we can deal with that. That's fine. Now we're coming to the real sort of perimeter of the airport. And now we're looking at some of the modelling here on the cargo apron as it comes up, and it's really beautiful. It's really nice. Let's go across the Central Road area. And it just works. And there's a lovely view landside as we cross the terminal onto the airside area where all the stands are. Really is wonderful the way this has been done. Got the subtle lighting down there lighting up the palm trees. I think it's just great. Okay, quick dropping it down to night time now to see how much the lighting comes up or what changes we see. Okay, 10 PM local time, and you can see all signs of the sunset have gone, and the lighting has indeed come up a little bit. Not much, but then it's not really necessary to come up because it was good in the first place. At least that's my opinion. Here you can see the stands around the terminal complex, beautifully lit, and again plenty of taxiway lighting that's really going to help you find your way, and of course the various signs. The landside area is well lit too. We'll have a quick look at that in a minute. What I want to do is just look at the wigwags. So what you're looking at is the wigwags as seen from the other side looking towards the terminal. If we cross to the other side so you can see what they look like looking towards the runway entrance. And there you go, beautifully done, really nicely lit, and the runway entrance signs are really nicely lit as well. This whole little glow effect really works for me. It's just really impressive. So there you go, not much change in the way the terminal looks. It still looks splendid after dark. This is another airport that really comes to life after dark, and it's been beautifully modelled. Lovely palm trees, beautifully lit, and you can see he's included literally every light pole that's required and no floating globes at all. Very, very impressed with that. Landside area, car park looks really good. The approach looks good there. And there's a nice shot looking at the terminal, main terminal building from landside. It's just a really, really beautiful airport. Okay, so there it is. Looks absolutely wonderful at night time, and you're going to have no problems operating into and out of this airport at night. Let's bring the time of day up to dawn again and have a look at what it looks like. Okay, it's just before 5 AM, and as you can see the dawn is up. All the lighting has gone out on the ground pretty much, but the early morning sunrise just makes the buildings and the whole structure looks absolutely beautiful. And there's a shot looking towards the southeast. Here you've got the terminal complex here in front of us. Down here you've got the old terminal and the old control tower. Here's the old runway that's currently closed, and here's the current active runway with the sun coming up. It's just a beautiful place. Okay, we're back in the daytime. It's morning, and it's time to wrap this review up. My conclusions. What do I think? Well, first of all, this is very nearly pay-wear quality. There's loads of stuff here that make this airport really quite something. And you know, I'd happily pay €10 for this. In its current condition, it's worth 10 to 12 euros easily, and it's really, really nice. But for you and me, it's fantastic because it's free, and he's still working on it. So loads more to come. Looking forward to lots of other improvements. But at the moment, it's eminently usable and eminently enjoyable. Yet another really wonderful airport added to the Middle East, set in a stunning location amongst the mountains there and the sea on the other side. The quality of the modelling is excellent. The colour corrected high-res aerial imagery really does help, as you can see. It makes a big difference to the airport, and I have found no issues using it at all. I'm also happy to say I haven't seen any vehicles going onto the runway either, which is another good thing. So yeah, go and get it, and keep your eye out for improvements. If you fancy flying out to the Middle East, this is a must. We're 5.5, we're getting on for 6.5 hours from the UK, and it's something like 9 hours, 8 hours or so down to Asia from here. It's a really great place, and a lovely scenery done by a really talented guy who seems to be improving all the time. So there you are, it's Muscat International Airport, Oscar Oscar Mike Sierra. It's a Freeware scenery by EK1288, a user on Flightsim.To, where the scenery is available for you. It's currently in version 2.3 as of today, 25th of August 2022, and it's for the PC version of Flightsim 2020. Downloads at 134 meg and installs at 459 meg. Additionally, you have a color corrected high resolution aerial imagery file, which really improves the ground textures around it and within the airport. That downloads at 765 meg, and installs again into the community folder at 748 meg. All of this available free on Flightsim.To now, so I happily recommend it. I think it's a wonderful scenery. Just got nothing else to say about it. It's just stunning. I will fly in here and hopefully we'll get a video on it. So this is Lee, thank you for joining me. Hopefully this hasn't been too long, but again, so much to see in a project like this, and he's still working on it. So this is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, again wrapping up another scenery review, this time of a freeware product that I can thoroughly recommend to you people. Thank you very much for joining me on the review. I hope you found it useful, and I will see you in the next video. Look out for, all being well, look out for a review video next week on Airsoft's Cologne Bonn airport, and I'm hoping to get hold of a copy of Inibill's new Ibiza airport to review that as well. And also today, you're probably aware, some of you, the new PMDG 737-800 has been released, and I'm hoping to do a video to review that. Not done an aircraft review before since the helicopter was done, so we're going to have a look at that at some point too. So thank you very much. This is Lee, a virtual airline pilot, saying bye for now. We'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.